Ryan Alexander,
Hi, Jay.
the best Las Vegas personal injury attorney. Here we are again, Wrongful Death series. I love it.
It's been very good so far.
And everybody wants to know this one. How much compensation can you receive? Like, what is really out there for you if you have to deal with this?
Okay. So when we talk about wrongful death cases, it still involves the underlying civil action, which is either usually a car accident, medical malpractice, or sometimes a premises case like a slip and fall, or an injury at a business. So the bad news is that it's usually limited by the amount of insurance that's available. And in a car crash, most people only carry $25,000 in coverage. So that might mean that for an injury where someone was killed in a crash, that there's only $25,000.
That's wild.
More than 2/3 of the situations, that's what's going to be. It's going to be
That's extremely wild.
and it's going to be a quick settlement, and then the process of getting the probate done will take a long time because of the length of the probate process might be a year to 2 years, but the settlement might happen immediately. So the other point of that is that you want to make sure that you've got uninsured motorist coverage of your own that will add on top of that, and life insurance. Right. So if you've got your own life insurance and you've got your own uninsured motorist coverage, that can add on to that 25. But we only tell people to expect initially that 25. Now, you hear about multi-million-dollar death cases.
Right.
Usually means that there's a commercial vehicle involved, an 18-wheeler, a delivery vehicle that's working for a business. Then you end up with those multi-million-dollar settlements as a possibility if the other side's a commercial vehicle.
Gotcha.
Where it gets tricky right now is that there's so many commercial vehicles that are not driving around identifying themselves as a commercial vehicle.
Really?
Uber, Lyft, Amazon.
Right.
Those companies that are hiring people through apps, they might have $1.5 million if they're doing a person transport like a Uber or Lyft. But Amazon is got all its own rules, and then we're seeing these other companies that are Amazon affiliates or FedEx or UPS affiliates,
Right.
and then they have their own insurance coverage too. So the good news on that is, okay, if it's a commercial vehicle, there could be more. I still have had situations, though. I've had 2 cases in the last year and a half where 18-wheelers were driving around with only $25,000 in insurance coverage.
Is that illegal?
No. It's illegal to the insurance division. But the
Really?
crazy thing is in Nevada, there's a case that says it's not the insurance company's fault for selling a trucking company a policy that was under the law. So the state law says that a truck of a certain weight has to have more insurance. 300,000, a normal 18-wheeler should have 750,000. But yeah, we've had 2 situations in the last year where we get this progressive $25,000 policies on an 18-wheeler that hits somebody.
Wow.
And the catch is that the current state of the law in Nevada is that it's not the insurance company's fault for selling them the wrong policy. And, I've argued it with the judge, and the judge is actually, they had the wrong policy, but the case says that choosing the policy is on the insurance, or is on the insured, the trucking company, and not the insurance company's fault.
So then do you go after the trucking company itself as well?
Yes.
Right.
So if they got something.
Right.
Now, the catch is that a lot of these guys lease a truck. The type of business that trucking is a lot of guys who lease 1 truck or 2 trucks.
Right.
So they don't own anything.
Right.
So there might not be any asset there. And in one of the cases I had, the defendant, he had the truck, he bought the wrong insurance. He gives his truck to a lady who is an immigrant to drive the truck. So we got the wrong policy. The driver has, according to the insurance, fled the country, gone home, and will not be produced in the lawsuit, right? Which I'm like, that seems pretty bad faith, right? Because I'm thinking there's an angle. I'm like, that seems like bullcrap to me, but...
Right.
And then while the case was pending, the trucking company owner who leased this 1 truck apparently tried to murder his wife and got arrested for attempt murder on his wife. And so then was in custody a year. So I was flailing trying to get more coverage out of that one. And ultimately we ended up just having to take the 25/50
Right.
because the law says that trucking company doesn't have to buy their own. Now, in terms of a wrongful death for medical malpractice, it's probably just the cap, unless something else is proven in terms of the person's income capacity over time. So there's a cap right now. It's like $430,000. It's going up every year in Nevada. So Nevada is different, and in every state you got to look it up because every state's different. But for Nevada, we were at $350,000. It's gone up to $430,000, and it's going to go up for 2026. But that might be the only money you receive as well if the person was older, not working, because there's a cap on non-economic damages. Now, if the person could earn money, and then you can get an expert report saying, okay, the person would have earned $2 million over the rest of their career, that's a possibility. But that could also be a limit there. So when a person comes in and meets with me and says, my retired father was killed because of a medical error, I would warn them up front that it might, if they weren't working, then it's probably going to be capped at just that $430,000.
Right.
Is the value.
Right. Which is crazy because
possible.
Which is crazy because I'm sure the person that is getting 25,000 would think that the 430,000 would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's always the perspective. And
right.
The other thing to consider is that the way caps are enforced in Nevada, you might have a jury verdict that's $10 million. And then that might be remitted down. That's a remitter. The court might just say, okay, well, you got a $10 million verdict, but you're just going to get the cap now. And then, of course, it's a struggle and a fight between the insurance company and the plaintiff lawyer,
right,
to settle on something.
Right.
So you do hear of times when they settle over the cap. It's usually because of the non-economic or the economic damages of the earning potential of the person, and not just pain and suffering. But yeah, those are tough cases. So when you say there's a wrongful death case, we have to say, okay, well, what type? A car crash, a medical malpractice, a premises case? I guess we didn't talk about premises cases. That actually might be the largest cap or bigger, because a lot of businesses will have a commercial policy. Those tend to go in increments of like 250, 500,000, or 1 million, or 2 million, or more. And then so that might be available. Or if it's a big business like a casino, I mean, it could be essentially unlimited, because if it was their fault, they could pay tens of millions if needed. So that's, but falls leading to death are more rare.
It doesn't really matter which scenario that the person, found themselves in. You are going to fight to get whatever it is.
If it's out there, we're going to go for it, and then it becomes a strategy of, okay, well, what is it worth? And doesn't matter what the scenario is, I'm going to fight for the maximum amount available.
Right.
And then, we'll figure out what is it worth. And in terms of like a casino injury, not every casino injury is worth 18 million.
Right.
But it's figuring out, okay, well, what is this worth? And we have that experience. We've done thousands of these, so we know, okay, well, and then what we don't know, we fill in with focus groups. We hire groups of people to come in, act as jurors. Yeah, we do that.
Sweet.
And they'll tell us, okay, well, this is what we think it's worth. And it tends to be fairly accurate. You find that if you do a couple of focus groups on a case, that they help you figure out, okay, well, this is what's important to people, and this is what they think it's worth. If you get 10 people off the street and say, okay, this is what we do, this is what they think it's worth.
Is that part of how fault is proven in a case?
It can be. Sometimes we do those for liability. So when we talk about fault, we use the word liability. We want to see what regular people think about a situation. Sometimes we're surprised, because sometimes they will put fault on my client that I, as an attorney, will legally not see. Like I know that legally the court would say that my client is not responsible, but it's funny that you still see that the people will put something on the client, especially, people are, they'll look at it and say, well, they weren't looking where they were walking.
Right.
Or about their weight or health conditions. Did they take care of themselves? And things that you wouldn't think about, because if it's not your fault for falling or tripping on something.
Right. You know what? I think there's a lot of information in there. I think that would be an excellent subject for the next video.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's move it on.
All right.
makes sense, cause when he takes them to court, they always gotta pay him, yeah. So don't be stressed, don't be pressed. Ryan's gonna go get that cash, and if they don't pay up, Ryan's gonna kick that. Who should you call when you crash your car? The only attorney that makes you feel like a superstar. Blue-eyed wonder, he'll have you flying. Don't waste another moment. Just